This is our second marathon. First one was a race through the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance Pokemon games, where we had two video feeds set up and broadcasting in the same single video stream. We had Team Red, which would play through Pokemon Red, Gold, and Ruby, and Team Blue, which did Blue, Silver, and Sapphire. And they raced each other to see who can complete their set of games first. And even though I was on Team Red and we tried really hard, Team Blue ended up beating us. Because I suck at Ruby. I thought the Pokemon Marathon would do more damage to the RAM. Not damage, eat it up more, just because I had two capture devices running on my computer instead of one, like we have now. But now that I think about it, it seems to be running out of RAM at around the same time. You know, it seems to last about 5 to 6 hours before I have to reboot the stream. Although, the Pokemon games were a whole lot less complex than the Sonic game. You know, there weren't as many frames per second and whatnot to deal with. Jason is sleeping on the couch. Seems like he dropped his stuffed whale that he was sleeping with. I don't know why he has a stuffed whale with him, but he does. I recorded little bits of this Pokemon Marathon. I was kind of afraid that recording it would have crashed the computer, but it didn't. So now I know. We had the games hooked up on a GameCube with the Game Boy player attachment, so we played them on televisions instead of on an emulator, using a GameCube. And yeah, through a system of video capture devices, splitters, composite cables, and other stuff, it all worked out. It was a big mess of cables, but it worked. And we have an ungodly mess of cables right now because I have 5 systems down here, plus 2 rolls of 12 feet of composite cables, and, you know, surge protector, all this cabling, you know, the laptop, the microphone, all this other random crap kind of floating around. I'm not looking forward to picking all this stuff up and packing it away again, but what could I do?
Here we go!
Anybody want to donate some more? We're really trying to get to $1,000. We're almost there. We need less than $100 left to get us to our goal. Well, I don't want to blame Cuban Steve, because Cuban Steve was good at it. I thought Cuban Steve did very well, not necessarily at just playing Pokemon, but also at keeping everybody entertained. But Cuban Steve had other plans later during the marathon, so he couldn't stay for the entire thing. And Cuban Steve was our authority for Pokemon Ruby. So I think Team Red probably would have won had Cuban Steve been there, because he probably could have blown through Ruby. As it was, I haven't played Ruby in ages, and I had no idea what I was doing. But, yeah, it's for charity. It didn't really matter who won or lost. I probably only say that now because I lost, and if I won, it would have been a completely different story, but what are you trying to do? The donations do stagnate around 3 in the morning. I don't know why they have a doorbell as a sound effect. Peter, what's the video feed look like? Is it still smooth, or? It's good enough for me, because I don't want to restart the feed just to fix that. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, actually.
The day stages are much better than the night stages. I mean, the night stages are just bland and uninteresting.
Who is that?
Oh, that's one of the people in the chat, I guess.
Damn.
Oh, I'm yawning. Why am I yawning? Because I'm tired. If that wasn't apparent of what was that?
I don't know.
Just hold the button down. This is almost 2D. Kind of. Jumped out. What was that? What'd you pick up?
There's a book.
Oh, what's it good for? What's left in 06? The ending bit of Silver's story, all of Shadow's story, and the last story. How long have I slept? 2 hours in the past, like 40-something hours I've been awake. Come on. Would anybody mind if I fall asleep?
Tim, it's gonna die.
What do you mean?
Me and Peter aren't gonna die.
I know, that's the problem. I know if I fall asleep, no one's gonna be talking, and I don't know if anybody's gonna keep watching it.
Peter will not fall. Peter was supposed to.
I wake up Jason, but Jason wouldn't have anything to say either. Because Jason's never played Sonic Unleashed. Just, can't you beat through that with the shoes?
Yeah, but let's try
But Jason's never played Sonic Unleashed before, so I doubt he'd know what to talk about. I mean, Jason's also sleeping on the couch, and it's kind of unfair to wake him up. There's also Peter, the guy replacing Cuban Steve, except he doesn't really talk a whole lot. No, I'll survive. You know, back when I knew about Sonic the Fighters, it was in a local bowling alley called Sonic Championship, and that had a much better name than Sonic the Fighters. I don't know how long I'll sleep. If I had to guess, about 2 hours, because after that I'm gonna have to fix the feed, which will A, more than likely be really laggy, and B, the recording time will get closer to 3 hours, and it'll make me have to do it again.
Lightning can hold a button.
Yeah.